Hello, dear friends. In today's live streaming, I'm going to take up this important topic of quadratic equations. Now, this is the topic of nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Now, this is a simple concept in which there is a wide variety of problems, and these problems are very common and frequent in board exams. So again, I request 10th class students to gear up for this session, and I'm sure you are going to learn a very important concept today. As I welcome my students, Sachin, Kamaljeet, Nitesh, Harsh, Arpit, Vanchita, Hardik, Ankit, Anmol, Aryan, Harleen, Abhi, Cook with Simran, yeah, you've been away for a long time. I think you have come after a long time today. Yuvraj, Sharif Khan, Murlidhar, Ishmeen, Shivam, Nachatar, and everyone. Welcome to this session of important video, important live streaming. So I'm getting on with the concept today. See, whenever we have a quadratic equation, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now, sometimes you are in a dilemma whether the middle term of this equation can be split or not. So if you have that problem today, you are going to solve it, and through this method you will be able to identify whether actually you can split the middle term of a given quadratic equation or not. Okay, Kumkum, yeah, you have logged in with the name Murlidhar. Shivam, Surya Kumar, Pratik, Mamta Jain. Mamta Jain is Lakshika. Okay, that's great. Gurjot, Simrat Gill. Welcome to all of you. So we have this quadratic equation, and now we need to find out what kind of roots. See, we have studied in our earlier videos that every quadratic equation has two roots, and we can find those roots by three methods. I have discussed all the three methods with you. The first was the factorization method, the second was the quadratic formula, and the third was the method of square completion. So after having done all the three methods, we know that every quadratic equation has two roots. Now, what is the nature of those two roots? So the nature of two roots depends on the discriminant. Now, for every quadratic equation, there is a discriminant, which is denoted by the capital alphabet D, and which is found out by using the formula b square minus 4ac. So for every quadratic equation, you can calculate one such discriminant because you know the coefficients of x square, coefficient of x, and the constant term. So you can just substitute those coefficients here and find the discriminant. So discriminant is a value. So I'll give you one example. Suppose you have 3x square minus 4x plus 1. Suppose this is a quadratic equation. Now, if you want to find the discriminant, you have to write b square minus 4ac. And what is b here? B is the quotient of x, that is minus 4. So b square minus 4a. A is the quotient of x square, that is 3. And c is the constant term, that is 1. So minus 4 square is 16 and 4 3 is 12. So the discriminant of this quadratic equation is 4. So students, I hope you can find the discriminant of any quadratic equation now, because the entire concept which we are going to do today, it depends on this discriminant. So is that clear? Can you find the discriminant of any quadratic equation very easily? Ramakant Nayak. Okay, it's your first class, so all the best to you, and I hope you have a very good learning session. So I hope you can find the discriminant of any quadratic equation easily now, students. Why only discriminant, Hardik? Because nature of roots cannot be found out without finding the discriminant. Discriminant is the quantity which decides what kind of roots a quadratic equation has. Abhi, you want me to explain once more? See, everything is written on the board. If the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, then you can find the discriminant by using the formula b square minus 4ac. See, I have given you an example. See, if you have a quadratic equation 3x square minus 4x plus 1 equal to 0, so just substitute the values of a, b and c in this formula, b square minus 4ac, you get the value of the discriminant. So this is how we find the value of the discriminant. So once you know how a discriminant is found out, now we can proceed further. And if discriminant is coming negative, Pratik, yeah, we are doing that only. We will be taking up various examples in which discriminant will be either positive, negative, or 0. Now, Vidhi, you have just joined on the nick of the time because I have just told you what is a discriminant and how to find the discriminant. You can get on with it now. Okay. Now, if you can find the discriminant of every quadratic equation, now we can carry on with the concept. So this is the concept now. Students, listen very, very carefully. Now, the first case, when the value of the discriminant for the quadratic equation, the value of the discriminant is negative, that is less than 0. What happens when the value of the discriminant is less than 0 or negative? So, negative discriminant means that there will be no real roots of the quadratic equation. So any quadratic equation which has a negative discriminant cannot be factorized, and there are no values of x which can satisfy that quadratic equation. So you do not need to apply any kind of method to solve because there are no roots. You cannot find any roots of that quadratic equation in which the discriminant is negative. So this is the first case. So if you find that the discriminant of a particular quadratic equation is minus 10, then you can just write it has no real roots and we cannot find the roots by any method. No real roots means roots are imaginary. Pratik, yes, real, the opposite of real is imaginary. So in class 11th, you will study that term imaginary. So for 10th, I am not taking up that term. There are no real roots. Now the second case, when the discriminant comes out to be 0. So first case we took discriminant is less than 0. Now second case discriminant is equal to 0. So when the discriminant is equal to 0, then the roots are real. There are real roots. The roots are rational. That means there will not be any square root sign in the answers or the solutions or the roots. The roots will be rational, and very important, the roots will be equal. So this is very, very important that when the discriminant of a quadratic equation is 0, then the roots are real and rational, but very important that you remember that the roots are equal. So any quadratic equation which has discriminant as 0 will have equal roots. That means the two solutions you will get, both will be same. Okay, now come to the third and the important part. When the discriminant is greater than 0, that is the discriminant is positive. Now when the discriminant is greater than 0, you need to study it separately in two parts. So the first part of this is when the discriminant is a perfect square. See, discriminant is positive, and if the discriminant is positive, just check whether the discriminant is a perfect square or not. Now what are perfect squares? Like 4 is a perfect square because it is a square of 2. Then 16 is a perfect square, square of 4. 81 is a perfect square. 100 is a perfect square. 169 is a perfect square. So all the perfect squares. So this is the first checkpoint. And if it is not a perfect square, then what happens? We will do these two cases. So when the discriminant is positive and a perfect square, then the roots are real, rational, and unequal. So I am writing here unequal. So you will have two different roots, two different answers. When the discriminant is greater than 0, roots will obviously be real. There will not be any square root sign, that is, the roots will be rational and the roots are unequal. What happens when it is not a perfect square? Like we obtain the discriminant as 11. So if the discriminant is 11, then it is not a perfect square. So in that case, the roots are real, the roots are irrational. Now this is the difference between the two parts which I have written just now, irrational and unequal. So the difference lies here, rational roots and irrational roots. So these are the three conditions you need to remember for finding the nature of roots of a quadratic equation. Very, very important concept, students. And if there is any doubt in this, you can ask, because now we are going to carry on with the questions based on this concept. With the no real roots, what does it mean? No real roots means, now I'll give you an example. See, suppose x square plus x plus 7. Now suppose this is the quadratic equation, x square plus x plus 7. You cannot find a value of x which satisfies this equation. Means there is no real value of x which can satisfy x square plus x plus 7 and give you 0. This means that it has no real roots. Roots means solutions. So real roots means any value of x which can satisfy the given equation. So no real roots means no value of x can satisfy this equation. That means this is the meaning of no real roots. So every quadratic equation cannot be factorized. Every quadratic equation cannot give you any roots. It does not mean if the quadratic equation is in this form, it does not mean it will have a solution. Sometimes it does not have a solution. So not having a solution means not having any real roots. Okay, if you have jotted down this concept, then I can give you one example each of the three types of these questions. Now suppose you are given a question, comment on the nature of roots of a given quadratic equation. So now we are solving a problem based on this. Suppose this is the first question. Comment on the nature of roots of the given quadratic equation. Now this is the first part. We have to comment on the nature of roots of the given quadratic equation. Means we have to tell what kind of roots do the following quadratic equations have. In the meanwhile, I have one or two doubts. Ramkant Naik, yes, I am taking up the these examples now. That was the concept. Kindly watch the entire live streaming and then let's have the doubt session. Richard, sir, please give some shortcuts for competitive exam corner is in the playlists. Richard, you can just watch from the playlists, because shortcuts, I don't tell you shortcuts in live streamings. This is the concept based live streaming. Okay, welcome to the new joiners just now who have joined the live streaming. Okay, so this is the first example. Comment on the nature of roots of the given quadratic equation. Now, the first quadratic equation which is given is, suppose you have 9x square minus 6x plus 1 equal to 0. Now, this is a quadratic equation and you have to comment on the nature of the roots. Now, what you do, see, so in the solution, just write the values of a 9, b minus 6 and c 1. A, b and c, the coefficients of x square, x and the constant term. Then find the value of the discriminant b square minus 4ac. Now put the values, minus 6 square minus 4, 9, 1. So this is 36 minus 36, which is 0. Now see, the value of the discriminant will tell you what kind of roots this quadratic equation has. Now, since the discriminant is 0, the discriminant is coming out to be 0, then now we can comment on the nature of roots. Since discriminant is 0, that implies roots are real, rational, and equal. So this is the nature of the roots. If you have seen the concept very closely, then now you can comment on the roots. What kind of roots does this quadratic equation have? The roots are real because the discriminant is 0. The roots will be rational. There will not be any under root sign. And equal. Why? Because there is only one case when the roots are equal. That is, the discriminant should be 0. So any problem here, students? Commenting on the nature of the roots of a given quadratic equation. Any problem with this? Because I am taking up one more. Hardik, it is just the beginning. We are having a lot of questions coming up on this concept. Okay, no doubts. Let us carry on. I'll give you one more example of this kind. Then we can move forward with little bit complicated examples. See, suppose we have another. This is the second part. Comment on the nature of the root. This is x square, say 2x square minus say 23x plus 1 equal to 0. Now in this case, discriminant is b square minus 23 square minus 4, a is 1 and c is 1, a is 2 and c is 1. So now you can have 529 minus 8, that is 521. Now see, the discriminant is greater than 0. 521 is a positive value. So whenever the value is positive, you have to see whether it is a perfect square or not. So perfect square or not? Not a perfect square, because 521 is not a perfect square. Now you can comment on the nature of the roots. Therefore, the roots are real, unequal, and very important, irrational. This is the thing you have to write in the final thing, because irrational is what distinguishes other equations from this equation. Real and unequal is common, but irrational roots, the answer will contain a square root sign. So students, after this concept, now we will carry forward with some complicated or little bit tough examples of this very important concept. Now this is question number 2 now. Now suppose you have a question like this: find the value of k. Find the value of k if the given quadratic equation has real and equal roots. Find the value of k if the given quadratic equation has real and equal roots. So now this is the question. Say the quadratic equation given is kx into x minus 2 plus 6 equal to 0. Now we are given a quadratic equation and now we have to find the value of k when the nature of roots is already given in the question. Nature of roots is given. See, nature of roots कैसे है? यहाँ पर real and equal. So students, अगर आप इसको समझना चाहते हैं तो next question will be very easy for you. Why? Because most of the questions are based on this nature of roots only, real and equal. So I hope the students are catching up and grasping the concept. अगर आपको कोई डाउट है तो you can ask me right now, because we are gearing up for the higher concepts now for the next 20 minutes. Okay, so now you see in this solution, first of all we have to remove the bracket. Every time whenever we are given a quadratic equation, first we have to bring that quadratic equation in the standard form, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So now open this bracket, we get kx square minus 2kx plus 6 equal to 0. See, now this is the standard form of quadratic equation. Now in this quadratic equation, you have a equal to k. Why? Because a is the coefficient of x square. B equal to minus 2k, that is the coefficient of x. And c equal to the constant term, that is 6. Remember students, take the sign also. A is plus k, B is minus 2k, and c is 6. So these are the coefficients of x square, x, and the constant term. Now we will write the condition. Since the given equation has real and equal roots, real and equal roots. See, it is given real and equal roots. That implies the discriminant should be equal to 0. Now, this is the condition which I have told you in the beginning of the video, that whenever the roots are real and equal, the discriminant should be 0. So, those who have joined late, after completion of live streaming, just see the concept. This is the concept we are using. In the starting of the video, I told you. Discriminant is 0, means real and equal roots. So if you know the condition, only then you will be able to solve this one. Otherwise, it is a waste of time. So now, discriminant, the formula for discriminant is b square minus 4ac equal to 0. And now substitute the values of abc here. B is minus 2k square minus 4, a is k, and c is 6. So you have 4k square minus 24k equal to 0. So after this, you can take 4k common, and what you are left behind with is k minus 6 equal to 0. So now you have two factors, 4k and k minus 6 equated to 0. The product is 0. So whenever the product of two factors is 0, then we can put them separately equal to 0. So from here you get k equal to 0. This is the first answer. And from here you get k equal to 6. This is the second answer. So here you can reject this. Students, you have to reject this. Just see why we are rejecting this and getting the value of k as 6. Aditya saying you can chat personal talks you can have on WhatsApp, please. Kindly focus on the concept in hand. Okay. So why we are rejecting this k equal to 0? Now see, this is the equation. Now suppose you have k equal to 0. Now put k equal to 0 here. These two terms become 0, and we have 6 equal to 0, which is not possible. So k equal to 0 is just not a possible value. So we have your answer as k equal to 6. So students, if you have understood it, I can give you one question for solving yourself. Okay. Okay, that's great. You want me to repeat? Robin, I think you joined in late. Kindly join in on at 7:30 exact to avoid that situation, because I cannot repeat the entire concept again. Hardik, be particular what step you are asking, because repeat means repeating the entire video. Yeah, rejected. K equal to 0 rejected. Just now I told you why we are rejecting a particular value. Just put k equal to 0 here and you will realize that 6 is not equal to 0. You cannot have that value. Okay, let us have one more question. This is to be solved by you. Now I am changing this equation. So the process remains the same. You have to find the value of k again, for which the given system of equations has real and equal roots. So this is equation is x square minus twice of k plus 1 into x plus k square equal to 0. Now this is the equation, and you need to tell me the value of k for which the given system of equation given system of quadratic question has real and equal roots. Students, follow the same method, follow the same procedure, just the value of A, B and C is different in this question. So you can start it. What is the difference between real numbers and other numbers? Parveen, please focus on the concept because this is a separate thing you are asking. I think you are not following what questions we are doing right now on the live streaming. I cannot go from away from this concept. So I know most of my students are solving this one now and trying to get the value of k. So you have to find the value of k for which the equation has real and equal roots. Ekamjot, please get on with the question. I have written the steps on the board. You have to just substitute the values of a, b and c. The values of a, b and c are to be put in b square minus 4ac equal to 0 and you get a equation in k. No answers till now. Praveen, we will surely get on with the complex ones also. Please solve the simpler ones first and tell me the answer of this question. So I've got one answer now. Shiv Shankar is saying minus 1 by 2. So let's wait for the confirmation by others. He is saying minus 1 by 2. In the meanwhile, I'll just write the steps. In this, A is 1, B is minus 2 into k plus 1, and C is k square. Remember, if you write the values of A, B, and C wrongly, then entire thing becomes wrong. Hardik, you got 0 and 1 by 4. Let's hope your answer is right. Let's hope. Shiv Shankar has got a different answer, so we need to confirm it from others. 0 and 3. Naga S. Okay. 3 different answers by 3 people. So the concept doesn't seem to be easy for all of you. 3 different answers by 3 different people. Nitesh 0, 1. So yet another answer. This is 4th different answer we have obtained. As I say, good evening to Neha Sharma. Abhi K 2, 4. 0, 1. So we have a wide variety of answers coming in. See, so many of you are getting different answers. Vanchita, you got 0, 1. Rashpal also is saying 0, 1. Praveen minus 4, yet another answer. So lot of different answers now. So I need to confirm it myself. See, now I need to put the values in discriminant equal to 0. So b square minus 4ac equal to 0. Substitute minus 2 into k plus 1 square. This is whole square. Minus 4ac equal to 0. So minus 2 square is 4. And if you open k plus 1 square, you get k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 4k square equal to 0. Open the bracket. 4k square plus 8k plus 4 minus 4k square equal to 0. So 4k square gets cancelled. You get 8k plus 4 equal to 0. So 8k equal to minus 4. So k equal to minus 4 by 8. That implies k is minus 1 upon 2. And it is really amazing to see that the first person who gave the answer was Shiv Shankar and he gave the right answer. So this is what happens, students. You think that the concept is very easy, but when you start solving questions yourself, you don't get the right answer in the first go. So now I have one more right answer. I think Praveen, yes, Praveen is giving me that answer minus 1 by 2. Vidhi, now you have got minus 1 by 2, but it's too late. I think you should take only 1 minute to solve this. This is not a big complex equation. Ryan asked me why k is rejected. You can see, you can substitute the value of k in the previous question. I think you are asking. Put the value of k in the given question. You will get 6 equal to 0, which is not possible. So that is why k is rejected there. Now, most of you are getting that answer. Thank you, sir. I solved without pen because of your explanation. That's great, Shiva Shankar. I'm glad you are following the channel very closely and getting the answers mentally. So this is what I want my students to learn the art of mental mathematics. And students, you can see there is a live example there. You can solve this mentally, you can do it mentally. Only thing is to focus on the concept in hand. Let me give one more example because most of you have got that wrong, so I want one right answer this time. So most of you should get the right answer in the first go this time. So another question of this kind, again you have to find the value of k for which the given system of equations has real and equal roots. So the equations given here is k minus 12 into x square plus twice of k minus 12 into x plus 2 equal to 0. So students, I have changed the equation now. You need to tell me the value of k for which the given equation has real and equal roots. Please get on with this one. Aryan, yes, I have given the question. Kindly get on with it now and try to take less time to get the right answer. Follow the same steps. Put discriminant equal to 0. Students who have not clicked the like button, please click the like button. Yeah, I'm glad so many people are participating today now. Shiva Shankar, I'm waiting a reply from you. So Shiva Shankar is replying, answer is 12. Okay. Shiva Shankar, you have got partial answer there. There are two answers of k. So kindly see the other part also. There is something you have missed there. Gurleen, welcome to the channel and you have joined late, I think, today. Nitesh, your answer 12 is also partial. I'm waiting for an exact right answer today. The answers which I'm getting are not up to the mark. Kirti 12, Samir 12, Gurleen. Yeah, you can get on with it now also. Just waiting for a right answer. I've got 12 as the answer, but you will get only 2 marks out of 4 if you write 12 as the answer. Okay, I'll just tell you one or two steps. Rashpal Grewal, again, he also got 12 there. So everyone is getting 12. I think you are missing out on something. Let's see what. See the solution. The value of A is k minus 12. The value of B is twice of k minus 12. And the value of C is 2. So when you put b square minus 4ac equal to 0, then twice of k minus 12 whole square, that is b square minus 4 into a is k minus 12 and c is 2 equal to 0. Students, now next step is very important. Now minus 4 and 12, Parveen, 12 and 6. So many of you are giving different answers now, but answer is something else. Now see, what mistake you have done after this step. I am sure most of you would have gone the same way which I am telling you. So twice of k minus 12 whole square minus 4 twice k minus 12 into 2. This is b square minus 4ac. Now after this step, After this step, you need to take k minus 12 common. See, k minus 12 is here also and k minus 12 is here also. So if you take k minus 12 common, then you are left with 2 square is 4 and 1 k minus 12 is left behind because it is a square, minus k minus 12 is outside now, 4 to the 8 equal to 0. So 1 k minus 12 factor is already here now. So 4k minus 48 minus 8 equal to 0. So k minus 12 and 4k minus 56 equal to 0. Now see, you have two factors. Now you have to put them separately equal to 0 to get two answers. So if you put k minus 12 equal to 0, you get k equal to 12, which most of you have got. But you forgot the second factor, 4k minus 56 equal to 0. So 4k becomes equal to 56. So k becomes equal to 14. So there are two answers, k equal to 12 and k equal to 14. So Shiva Shankar, now you have got that answer 14 because God gave you that hint. Sameer, no, answer is not 16. See on the board, I have solved it. So surprisingly, no correct answers for this one. So we need to have one different question of the same concept now, because most of you have got that answer wrong this time. So I'm going to give you one more question of this kind. Please try to get the right answer this time, because it is a very, very important concept. Okay, let us have one more equation. This time it is k plus 4 x square plus k plus 1 x plus 1 equal to 0. I am expecting a better response this time, students. Kindly get on with this one and tell me the right answer. The statement is same. I am sure many of you will get the right answer this time. Question is not tough. You can solve it. I am sure by little bit of concentration you can solve this very easily. Parveen, because sometimes in exams we don't look for two answers if we get a satisfactory one. No, but in mathematics you cannot talk of satisfactory answers. You have only one right answer and which you should get. So 12 and 14 is the right answer here. If you miss out 14, you will lose marks. So I'm just waiting for the first right answer for this question. This time it's a easy one. Okay, one or two answers have already come. I'm just waiting for others to reply. I will not tell you the answer. I'm just waiting for others to solve it. So some more answers, some more different answers rather. Arpik has got 4, Hardik minus 5 and minus 3, and many others have got 5 and minus 3. Harry Preet deleted that answer, whatever you got. Just waiting for confirmation by others. 20 more seconds. After that, I will get on with the solution of this. Students, a very important concept, this what we are doing today. Okay, let me just verify the solution of this one. See, here we have A as k plus 4, B as k plus 1, and C as 1. So if we put b square minus 4ac equal to 0, it becomes k plus 1 whole square minus 4 into k plus 4 into 1 equal to 0. So this is k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 4k minus 16 equal to 0. So we have a quadratic equation k square minus 2k minus 15 equal to 0. So now you can split the middle term of this. So you get minus 5 plus 3, k square minus 5 plus 3 minus 15 equal to 0. So k common k minus 5 plus 3 common k minus 5 equal to 0. So you have two factors k minus 5 and k plus 3 equal to 0, which you put separately equal to 0. You get your answers as 5 and minus 3. This is the final answer, 5 and minus 3. So a lot of right answers. I'm very glad that most of you have got that wrong now. Most of you have got that right now, rather. Some of you got that wrong. You can just confirm it from the board why you got that wrong. And this time I am so happy to see Hardik. You got that answer right for the first. You were the first one to give the right answer, followed by Nitesh, Radha, Harleen, Gurleen, Reet, Kirti, Deep. So all of you got the right answer. Gurjot, yeah, Kamaljeet, yeah. Most of you have got that right answer now. So students, this is very important. And final question now for this. This is a different question. Little bit of thinking will be required to solve this one. And the statement goes like this. Now the it is not the value of k now which we have to find out. If the given equation has real and equal roots, comma, prove that. Now you have to prove something, and what you have to prove is 2a equal to b plus c. Now this is to be proved, and the equation which is given is a minus b into x square plus b minus c into x plus c minus a equal to 0. So students, another challenging question based on that concept. And if the given quadratic equation has real and equal roots, again the roots are given real and equal. And now we have to prove something. So whenever real and equal roots are given, then you have to substitute again the values of a, b and c in discriminant equal to 0. Again write the same thing. In the solution you write, since the given quadratic equation has real and equal roots, so discriminant is 0, means b square minus 4ac is 0. Now students, I have written b, a and c capital here because small abc is already there in the question. So I will write capital ABC here. It means the same. So I'm just substituting the values now. B is the coefficient of x. So b minus c whole square minus 4a. A is the coefficient of x square, that is a minus b, and c is the constant term, that is c minus a, equal to 0. So we have obtained one equation here, and now students try and open the brackets here and try to get to this. How do we prove that 2a equal to b plus c? Up to here I have solved. After this you have to open the brackets and try to get this which is required in the question. 2a equal to b plus c. Deep, kindly get on with the question. Do not post anything apart from the question or the answers or the doubts. Deep Chehel, it's a sincere request to get on with the question. Okay, so now I'm opening the bracket here. This is b square minus 2bc plus c square. A minus b whole square, I have applied the identity. Now minus 4 times ac minus a square minus bc plus ab equal to 0. So b square minus 2bc plus c square minus 4ac plus 4a square plus 4bc minus 4ab equal to 0. Now I am writing all the terms in a sequence. First is 4a square, second is b square, and third is c square. What about the term containing ab? ab minus 4ab, bc minus 2bc and plus 4bc. So plus 2bc and ac minus 4ac equal to 0. Now students, if you know little bit of factorization, you will have to convert this into a whole square now. Now how do you convert this into a whole square? See, these two terms here are negative, minus 4ab and minus 4ac. So what is the common variable in this? The common variable is a. So we will make this as negative 2a whole square. This is what you are taught at class 9th level. This is the identity a plus b plus c whole square. So 4a square is to be converted into 2a whole square, but since in the negative terms a is the common variable, so we have to make the term containing a as the negative whole square. And what about the other two, b square and c square? And now we can very easily find this is x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy, 2xy plus 2yz, yz and plus 2zx equal to 0. So see, minus 4ab plus 2bc and minus 4ac. This is what is factorization of class 9th. So you need to have detailed concepts of those chapters if you have to solve this question. So this becomes minus 2a plus b plus c whole square. X square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx is equal to 0. So the formula is x plus y plus z whole square equal to 0. So when something is equal to 0, then you can cancel out the square. Root 0 is 0 itself. So you get minus 2a plus b plus c equal to 0. And when you shift 2a to the other side, you get b plus c equal to 2a. This is what was the required in the question. Yes, it is obviously difficult because now we have already done 48 minutes of streaming and we are getting on to the higher problems of this concept. So everything will not be easy at class 10th level. You need to practice these type of questions. I have given you a glimpse of the concept. I have given you a detailed summary of what kind of problems you get in this concept. Now it depends on you how you can practice this and solve a lot of questions based on this concept, because in NCERT book you find very less questions based on this important concept. Students, kindly join in tomorrow also, because tomorrow I am going to take up the important concept of quadratic formula. We have done one video in which I told you the 3 methods of solving a quadratic equation, but now we are solving one part of that video, that is the quadratic formula. We will take up how we can use the quadratic formula to solve a number of quadratic equations, and we will solve some complicated examples of that very important concept. So thanks for watching, students, and it's really been a very healthy session. And yes, modules, someone is talking of modules there, Hardik. That is very important. If you solve all those modules, I'm sure you will get all questions which you would have already solved in the class. So kindly get on with solving those modules right now and do them neatly in the practice register. Thanks for watching, students, and kindly join in tomorrow. God bless all. Good night.